I can't tell a woodwind from a brass. I'm really, really bad.
Of all of his inventions, Benjamin Franklin, he later said that the glass harmonica has given me the greatest personal satisfaction.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Not
Yeah.
electricity.
You still have to fit it between your knees.
Yeah, what?
I'm just
Now
like
I'm
straddling this
picturing-
thing
now
like
I'm-
a horse.
Hello and welcome to this episode of I Should Have Known, the trivia game show that can't be trusted. Each week, one of our quizmasters will present you with 4 facts about a topic, but one of those facts is a lie. And we are celebrating music this month. It's a very musical theme. And today's episode, our quizmaster is Sups.
Hello.
And Sups is doing a Find the Fake episode on musical instruments from around the world. So he will present us with 4 musical instruments and play a recording of them. But one of these instruments he has invented. So join me, Andy, and our other host, Tanner, in figuring out which one is the fake.
Just so you're aware, for the fake one, the audio is of an instrument, but that's not the right
But it-
instrument.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's
that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's some other instrument.
Correct.
Probably one we should maybe know.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah.
How good are you generally in identifying instruments?
Terrible. I can't tell a woodwind from a brass. I'm really, really bad.
It's true. There'll be a flute part and he'll be like,
Yeah.
is this a trumpet?
Was that drum? What was that?
So we're going to explore some more interesting instruments from around the world. But before we get started, let's do our PQQ, the pub quiz question.
Mm-hmm.
How many strings does the bass guitar have?
You got this, T.
This is my domain.
You
I
got
do know
this.
about the bass guitar. So mine had 4 strings.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 4.
I like that. It's not a personalized guitar like, no.
No.
Yes, generally bass guitars have 4 strings.
Great.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Cool. So first I'm going to play the music
Mhm.
and then I'm going to tell you about the instrument and then I'll tell you the story behind these instruments and everything that you need to know. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. So you ready for instrument number 1?
Yeah, but remember one of these is fake.
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Any idea?
Sounded like glasses, playing the rims of glasses.
I like where you're thinking because the name of the instrument is the glass harmonica.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
This was invented by Benjamin Franklin while living in London in 1761.
Wow.
So during mid 1700s, it was quite popular for like amateur musicians to perform on sets of musical glasses.
Mm-hmm.
He used to attend many of these concerts and this English friend called Edward Delaville, he was playing a tune on wine glasses filled with water.
Mhm.
So exactly what this was sounding like. And our guy, Benjamin, the moment he heard it, and he was like, okay, this is good. So the instrument is made from 37 glass bowls of varying thickness,
Whoa.
arranged horizontally.
Okay.
Of all of his inventions, Benjamin Franklin, he later said that the glass harmonica has given me the greatest personal satisfaction.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Not
Yeah.
electricity.
Nah.
The glass harmonica, you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
He made bifocals. Like, he would be
The,
blind.
the glass harmonica slaps, okay? Like, yeah, electricity,
Yeah.
bifocals,
Libraries.
democracy, libraries, who cares?
No.
Exactly.
This thing.
There are some people who are still playing it, but it's not really, let's say, a famous instrument. But it was very famous when it was launched, and it caught
Yeah.
the attention of our guy Mozart.
Oh.
He heard it, he was very impressed. Also, the tune that we heard is actually Mozart's creation, and he created just for this instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And another very proficient player of this instrument is Marie Antoinette.
Oh.
She was also a big fan of
Wow.
this.
Very cool.
Well, you know how I feel about the 18th century.
Yeah.
So I feel like this fits right in.
hmm
Everything.
Ostentatious and just like wealth flaunting
Yeah.
for no purpose.
It also has to be crystal glass. So
Oh, yeah?
it can't just be any glass. That's why like you can't do it like with a wine glass that you just buy from the store.
Right.
It has to be the most expensive kind of glass that you can get.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And there's just like So bored at their
They're
dinner
just
parties. They're
bored.
just playing with their wine glass.
Imagine how boring your life must be that like playing a glass is like the most interesting thing.
Wow.
This is just the hit of the time.
Yeah.
So like I know that an instrument called the glass harmonica exists.
Mm-hmm.
Was what he played that and is this whole story about Ben Franklin and Mozart and Marie Antoinette. Like
Right.
it's a lot of, heavy hitters being like dropped in here.
Yeah. Connecting all those dots.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm very inclined to believe this one because I'm terrible at identifying music and instruments and sounds. And the fact that it sounded like how he described it,
Yeah.
the music matched what I thought.
Yeah. You
That
even
tells
said
me-
it's like people playing glass bowls.
Exactly. So it's like, okay. The whole story does sound kind of fishy with all the famous people.
But I don't know. So far, if I had to pick right now, I think it's probably real, but
Yep.
I need to
Okay.
hear more to know for sure.
Sounds good. Let's move on to our second instrument. Let's hear it first.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of drum.
Sounds like a drum, like a little bongo, but then also like rapping against like a door jam, almost like dunk, 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 dunk.
Yeah.
So the name of this instrument, what you just heard, it's called Bambongoon. So this is a folk instrument from Central Africa.
Mm.
Okay.
This was invented by the Baka people.
Mm-hmm.
They are indigenous to Central Africa, primarily in Cameroon, Central African Republic, Congo, Gabon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Baka people, they have a rich cultural heritage that is deeply connected to the rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
Their music often features complex polyrhythms and vocal harmonies.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this Bambongoon, according to a legend, was created when Baka hunters, they discovered a grove of bamboo that had been struck by lightning.
Mm.
So it like broke
Uh-huh.
into two.
Yeah.
They noticed that the hollowed out bamboo stalks produced a unique sound
Mhm.
when you put them together.
Mhm.
And to play the Bambongoon, they take the instrument and put it in between their knees, right?
Right, right.
And then strike the top of the bamboo.
But is something stretched across the top like a drum? Or is it just the hole?
Yeah, there's a skin.
Makes sense.
It's played with your hands or with mallets?
It can be done both ways.
Mhm.
What you heard was hand,
Okay.
but
Mhm.
you can also use a mallet to produce the sound.
Okay. Interesting story.
Mhm. Do you think it's real?
I mean, oh man, it's so hard about how the instrument will be fake.
I could also make up a drum, and what would I make it out of? Bamboo, But
I
would I come up with
suppose.
this whole story behind
don't-
it?
I didn't know bamboo grew in Central Africa,
Ah, right.
but I don't know botany very well. I'm not going to lie.
Don't pick the fake because of your botany knowledge then, right?
No, I'm having a hard time picturing it
Mhm.
because how wide does bamboo get? Like even really wide bamboo is still only like pretty small.
Mhm. Maybe it depends on the length of the tube to make it deeper.
Well, yeah, that would affect the sound.
Yeah.
But I was saying like to play, there's not a lot of space there for, it's
To hit
not
all
a
the
very
different
big
notes.
thing. So that's fishy to me. But I'm still having a hard time with the drum itself.
Yeah.
Unless this is some real thick bamboo.
Yeah.
Like
Really, really wide, like redwood size, you're thinking?
okay, maybe not that big. Dang.
You still have to fit it between your knees.
Yeah, what?
I'm just
Now
like
I'm
straddling this
picturing-
thing
now
like
I'm-
a horse, just like hop on.
I mean, we're still talking about musical instruments here.
Yeah. So I'm more inclined to think that this one is fake than the first.
Yeah. So I need to hear the other two before I
Okay.
can really know. But
All right, so let's move on to our third instrument.
Okay. I'm in two camps here. First, and really tells you how little I know about instruments, I think it sounds a lot like a reed instrument, like you're blowing on like literally a piece of grass or something that vibrates really closely, like a horn or something. And then also, I could totally believe that it was like a string or like a piece of metal that you're just like playing with a bow. So I have no idea.
This instrument is called Shehnai.
Okay.
And from Africa, we travel all the way to India,
Mm.
This is a traditional wind instrument from India. The closest Western cousin would be the oboe.
Yeah, so it was a reed
Okay.
instrument
It is
then.
reed. Huh.
So it is believed to have originated in the Indian subcontinent around the 16th century when the Mughals were ruling India.
Mhm.
The Shehnai is made of wood with a double reed at one end and a metal or wooden bell at the other.
Ooh.
The last two holes are left open and used for tuning.
Mhm.
So the name Shehnai actually comes from the Persian Shah and Nai. Shah, the royalty, right? The king. Yep.
Yeah.
And Nai is like a generic term for any kind of wind-blown flute-like instrument.
So like flute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So in other words, it's like the king of flutes or
Oh.
a flute fit for kings.
Yeah, I was going to say
yes.
the king's flute.
I like the king of flutes.
The
All
king
the
of
flutes are in front of it, and it's the king.
Yeah.
Bow before me.
So Shehnai, it's used in all auspicious occasions. So
Ooh.
in an Indian wedding, in a Hindu Indian wedding, you will always hear Shehnai.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Before, in villages, whenever there used to be any wedding or something, a group of people, they would just sit on the rooftop and they would play Shehnai. And that's how the villagers would know that, okay, there is something like a function
nice.
going on.
Nice.
Yeah, it's almost like
The wedding bells.
it kind of reminds me of like the call to prayer,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
that's like a person doing it.
Right.
It's like a crier,
Yeah.
the town crier. Hear
Right.
ye, hear ye, come like.
There's a function. There's an event.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the sound of Shehnai would then,
You go
draw.
follow the
Yes.
sound.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
mean, before in weddings, you'd have like live performance, but now I think everybody just playing like recorded.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like I would say 90% of weddings I have been to
Yeah.
on the day of the reception, like this music is
Mhm.
just
This is what's
blasting.
playing.
Yes.
Right. Hmm.
That's the Shehnai.
Shehnai. So how real do you think this is?
Real. It's
Yeah.
hard for me to figure out where the fake part could be. Of course,
Right.
you know, Soup's bringing in Indian stuff is always like, I'm gonna get you guys.
Yeah. Instantly, I'm very suspicious of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Indian. So it's like, crap. He knows I don't know.
But see, at this point, it's his fault we don't know.
It's true. How many Indian weddings have I been invited
yeah,
to?
sure.
Yeah, right?
I mean, the sound matched the description to me. I think it might be real, but I'm still very suspicious of it.
Okay, one more.
One more. Okay. So let's move on to our fourth instrument.
So instantly, I'm struck with a guitar sitar vibe or a piano. Like some strings are either being plucked or drummed, but that's as far as I know.
Okay.
I love it. It's so entertaining.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, there's clearly strings.
Okay.
I think it's probably the kind of stringed instrument that it's horizontally set on a table
Mhm.
and you need two hands to play.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what
You
I
think that's
think.
how they're making those sounds?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. A lot of your description is right. This is the national instrument of Japan called the Koto.
Okay.
So Koto originated actually in China and was introduced to Japan during the Nara period in the 8th century.
Hmm.
And then when it came to Japan, then it sort of continued developing independently of the Chinese
Mhm.
version. The Koto is a large, rounded wooden instrument with 13 strings.
13 strings. Oh.
So it's around 63 to 79 inches long and
That's
about
big.
yeah.
12 inches across.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So does it sit upright or
Yes,
flat?
It used to be always placed on the ground. So you
Mhm.
sat and you played, but now there are like tables. So you can actually put it on
Right.
the table.
And you can sit on a
stand-
chair.
Yeah, sit on a chair, stand, and
Mhm.
yeah, that is possible. So traditionally, the koto is always stringed with silk. The
Ooh.
strings are plucked with picks called sume, which
Mhm.
are attached to the player's fingers.
Fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And as you heard from the sound, it's a very unique sound, very delicate, powerful throughout the different emperors or different dynasties ruling
Mhm.
Japan, starting from the Nara period. Yeah, it was very popular. It was during the Heian period in the 9th century that the koto became like an important instrument in the Japanese court music. And also in the Edo period in the
Mhm.
17th and 18th century, it became a very popular instrument among the samurais.
Mm. Okay.
And the koto music actually expresses seasons.
Okay. Like Vivaldi?
Yeah. They have music dedicated to this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So that is the koto from Japan.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm really afraid of embarrassing myself when you said it's the national instrument. Like, so first, the mechanics of it, right? 13 strings compared to that bass we talked about. That is a lot of strings,
Yeah.
but they're silk. So they must be very fine. You could fit 13 strings across, what did you say the width was?
63 inches to 79.
And
12.
yeah, so that would be my thing. How do you fit that many strings on it?
Okay. I'm not with you on that. That's not an area where I have a problem.
Okay.
I did instantly think East Asia when I heard this, so that seems to track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, nothing about the description doesn't match what we heard from the instrument.
Right.
So it's definitely not like, that's not the fake part. That's not the lie.
Yeah. I mean, you could make up that story like, okay, it's Japanese. Okay, so the emperor likes it. All right, so what dynasty used it? I'll just pick one.
Right.
And then like all the ones after that used it too.
He did kind of do the Japanese version of the European thing at the beginning where it's like, let me just hit every like really famous.
These are all buzzwords I know
these
about.
are all Japanese buzzwords. Okay,
Yeah.
let's put them all, plug them
Yeah.
all in. It's very similar to the description for the first one.
Right.
Where it's like, let me just name every famous European from this time period.
Right.
So like, that is sketchy.
And then the fake would just be that the recording was a guitar. You know, it's just someone playing a
Yeah.
guitar laid down.
That's not impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, this one's tricky because there's just very little to go on, which
Right.
maybe is why it's not true.
Right. But I mean, on the surface, nothing jumps out at me as a lie or as fake.
No.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And the seasons thing would still fit. You know, they're
Yeah.
play it for the spring, whatever.
Yeah, right. It's like literally just Vivaldi. That's funny. So that is kind of a bit sketchier.
Yeah.
He has to invent the instrument and the story and then is playing a different instrument for us.
Right.
So I think Japan has stringed instruments
Yes.
that are played like he described.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's hard. So we have 4 to choose from now.
Yeah.
So one of them is fake. So Soups, can you just remind us of the 4 instruments and then we will decide which one we think you made up?
Okay. The first instrument was the glass harmonica, invented by Benjamin Franklin. The second was the Bambongoon. This is a folk instrument from Central Africa, invented by the Baka people. The third instrument is Shehnai, a traditional wind instrument from India. And number 4 was Koto, which is considered as the national instrument of Japan.
Okay. So I definitely have some opinions.
Okay.
I think I have convinced myself that the 4th one is a fake.
I feel the same way, actually. I also was like, I think the 4th one is something else.
Yeah. I totally believe Ben Franklin invented the first one.
I mean,
Sure,
I don't
he
believe
invented
that,
everything.
but I believe people say that.
Yeah. And then the second one.
Yeah, it's hard to picture
Mhm.
how that works. But
Mhm.
also, like, after hearing the other 2, I feel more confident of that one now.
Yeah. It's bamboo bongos. I get it.
Sure.
Sure. That works.
I don't know. He could have just made that up, though.
Sure. And the Koto.
I feel like there's something there that I'm missing.
Yeah.
I have this, like, feeling in the back of my head that, like, you're missing something. And I'm like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I want to go with that one.
Okay.
Feel like this one is also like the most fakeable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the story wasn't very deep or detailed
Mhm.
like the other ones.
Right.
Should put
Yeah.
more work into it, Susan. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll go with that one.
Okay,
I
so if
don't
you're
know.
going with number 4,
Yeah.
then I think I'm going to do the bamboo bongo one.
Oh, you are gonna go with
I'm
number
gonna
2
go with
now.
that one.
Oh, you're just gonna.
I'm not going to pick the same one as
you're
you.
just gonna okay. We're leaving in the
Indian
the
one's
king of
getting through.
flutes. We're leaving the Indian one on the table.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Better
we're,
not be that one.
We're just so doomed. Also, how embarrassing would it be if it's like Ben Franklin like invented your country and did not invent this?
Yeah.
Just play us out.
Just play us out.
You're not doomed. You're not
Great.
doomed. At least one of you isn't. Koto exists. It's the national instrument of Japan.
Oh, no way.
So Bambongoon is a beautiful name that was invented by yours truly. The music instrument that you were listening to is actually a djembe.
Oh, I have heard of a djembe.
Totally made up story. I mean, like, yeah, sure, music is important for Baka people, but there's nothing
It is
like
for most people.
Yeah.
Bambongoon is a totally invented name. The combination of 3 words, which is bamboo, bongo, and Cameroon.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Bambongoon. And the story of it, lightning striking it and everything, that's so great.
Yes, I tried to connect like the rainforest and the nature.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Now we know.
Wow, that was cool.
I should have known.
Yeah, I should have known. Thanks for listening to this episode of I Should Have Known. If you are listening/watching on YouTube, do all the YouTube-y things like subscribe, comment. If you're listening on a traditional podcast platform, it'd be great if you could leave us a review. You can also, on some of them, comment as well. So let us know what you thought. Did you figure out Soups' fake instrument? What are some other interesting instruments that we missed? And also, if you'd like to support the show, you can do that on Patreon, which is a subscription platform where you can give a monthly donation, help fund the show, and you'll get fun bonus things. We do have some bonus content on there that you can only exclusively get there. And we'll be continuing music for the rest of the month. Next week, we're going to be talking about the Grammys, and I'll be your quizmaster for that one, so stay tuned for that. And as always, thanks for listening!
Okay.